All right, y'all. We've been predicting that this is going to happen.
Said it all the time. I keep saying it.
And it finally did. Now, this is obviously still developing, and there's tons of shit we don't know. Like, I was just told. Shots fired. There was. Well, there's people saying the shooter's dead, which I put up a photo saying the shooter was maybe dead. But then I was just sent something.
Donald Trump's campaign says that he is, quote, fine after being on the stage.
Well, Brushbeater's talking to me. Brushbeater wants to come out of my brain, but who sent me that? Let me see here. This one here.
Thanks, law enforcement.
I was just sent one from somebody. I'm trying to find it. That says that the shooter was arrested and he was an Antifa member, but I don't know about that. Copy. Hang on, y'all. Bear with me. Brushbeater's going to come in on this with us tonight. So give me just a second here. Things are a little weird.
So, Al, my question for you. Talking about a rally attendee.
And we're going to get Brushbeater in on this too. This is a good time to talk. Let him know where we're going. He knows where to look. Okay. And close that. All right, y'all. And hang on just a second. I'm fixing the minute. This is really bad. So I guess from what we're hearing is one person in the crowd was killed. Let's see here. All right. Patrick 7, what's up, man? Rose. Yeah, Chris, everybody loves my shirt.
We were at dinner having sushi.
Yeah, we were sitting eating sushi when this all happened. They're saying she was killed, but I'm trying to find somebody messaged me a whole thing about the shooter was. Oh, no, it's not. I'm off the edge of the screen because I magnified it so we can read because I can't read shit. But I want to, when they play it the next time, I want to count. It sounded like 8 rounds were fired, and then there's a pause, and then you hear another shot or two. And I put out a picture of a dude laying dead on a roof, and I was told that was the shooter, and it may have been a counter sniper that took him out. Yeah, shooter and attendee was killed. They're saying shooter was killed. I don't know yet. That shit, you got everybody likes the shirt. I know everybody loves his shirt. Everywhere I go, everybody loves his shirt. We were out for evening. So I'm waiting. I'm going to minimize this a little bit so I can see if Matt shows up. Yeah, so claiming that the shooter was on the roof of a building adjacent to the rally and he was limited by Secret Service counter sniper team. So yeah, and that was, I put that picture out on Twitter, and I think I put it on Facebook for you guys. If you got to check the Facebook page, you'll see a picture of a dude obviously down on the roof of a tan building. And there's a video that accompanied it, but the person that sent me the video had an Apple or an iPhone, and I have Android, so the quality just doesn't come through. But he gave me a still off of it, so but we're just tracking this to, because for one thing, Trump just won the election.
CNN just said that they rushed him off stage after he fell.
Yeah, that was a few things that messed up big time. What'd you say? Yeah, oh yeah, CNN. Same thing. I put it on Facebook too. I think CNN saying their top headline first was about Gaza bullshit, and then below that was Trump rushed off stage at rally after fall. And I'm curious to see right now what their headline is. Let's just see.
Well, I was reading something from that would say that he was shot.
Oh, now it's the top. Yeah. Trump injured in shooting. They've changed it. Yeah. No, they changed it all. But I screenshotted it, and it's out there. You can see what they were saying in the beginning, the real fuckers. All right. Hang on. Let me resend this email because he didn't get it. I need to use a different one. Hang on. Of course they're aiming at his fucking head. I love these talking heads.
They got close. Thank God the guy wasn't a good shot. I mean, he was a great shot.
What the hell? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get Matt on here because this would be a good conversation to have with him.
We don't have a lot of other stuff, but they're going to be looking very closely. A lot of times, as we see in the terrorism world, before the
Offended, goddammit.
all
right. He'll be in here in a minute. Because, let me see here. I saw ABC say Trump leaves after disturbance at rally. Yeah. Said after loud noise. I saw him where they said for a fall. Fact checkers are going at it. Trump falls. Trump was shot at. Was shot at, not shot. Actually, he was. He was hitting the ear. That's being shot. Yeah, he says, I need my shoes, and he also wants to turn, and he pumps his fist at the crowd. Which, that dude's a beast for doing that. His age and shit.
It's like fight.
Yeah.
Fight.
Let the stage yelling, fight. Dennis Miles put that up.
And we need to.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucked up, yo. We've been predicting this. I mean, because it was the only logical prediction to make with what's going on. They know that he's going to win. Biden won't step out. He's refusing to yield. And Trump would sweep him without problem unless they do an incredible job of, gerrymandering a vote. You know, guys, what I'm saying. I got to be careful because YouTube's involved here. But fuck you, YouTube. Yeah, and I knew it was going to happen. I didn't expect it this soon. I really thought we'd get closer to the election. I didn't think it'd be this fast. Yeah. And we have to rely on the Biden DOJ to investigate this. So we know they're going to do a good job. I imagine the shooter's manifesto will be found and immediately released, unlike other shooters' manifestos. And it'll be laden with their worries and fears of Trump destroying democracy. Now, wait my brush, please. Honest question: isn't it a little early in the game for shots to be taken? No, not really for these guys, Dakota, because they're terrified. The left is scared to death. They know that he's going to get reelected, and they know this time he's not going to do. He didn't put Hillary in prison, or he didn't do shit about that. This time will be different. They've just tried to destroy him. He will get his vengeance. Here it goes. Let's see if we can count the shots. They're talking. I want to hear the video. Trump interview CNN Live, and I am watching Trump being escorted off stage. Oh yeah, Ma, that's what we're talking about. That's why we're on here. It's coming to me. Chris. So, all right, Chris Paulin, right there. This is something I wanted to mention. This is my father-in-law, a lifelong Democrat, called right after it happened. His comment to me: "Too bad he missed." All right. So these people are fine with political violence, correct? They're openly calling for political violence. They're encouraging it and endorsing it. When is the other side of the fight going to realize that we're actually in a fight? And, I'm not endorsing violence. There he is. Let's get Big Boy on the screen right here. There he is. Hang on, I'm trying to mute shit. All right. You got your mic on there, brother?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Got no audio. Check your settings, man. Love the gray beard, the red shirt, giving finger to the shooter, cameraman, as they load Trump with a spur. Yeah.
You got me now?
Still not hearing you, dude. I got no audio on you.
Hold on.
Nope. He's coming back. You guys could hear him. I couldn't hear him, but you guys could hear him. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear him. Oh, shit. All right. This might be why. All right. Try it now, Matt. It might have been me, not you, bro. Yeah. Go ahead. Oh. Duh. Yeah. Now try it. You were probably there. Gotcha. It was my fucking computer's muted.
All right.
Yeah. This is nuts.
I got you live on my Twitter account too, by the way.
Cool.
So
let's do it.
That way
this is
Spreading the message far and wide.
It's crazy that I did a couple screenshots, and right after it happened, CNN was their top headline was about Gaza, and down below it said Trump escorted off a stage after fall. He fell, like Biden falls. They were immediately trying to spin that shit. Now their front page is entirely different, but I screenshotted it for everybody to look at.
Just a couple of quick updates. I was literally while I was texting with you, see, if you were going to spin up.
Hell yeah,
Sky News. Sky News was the only news agency that I found that was actually reporting on the event and was interviewing people. None of the other 24-hour feeds were doing that.
No.
Not even OAN, which I thought was actually didn't really surprise me. They don't have the staff that a lot of people think they do.
No.
But Sky News is reporting it, and their reporting is actually pretty good. One of the things that they reported that you have to be very careful with the initial reports. I put it out there on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it this week, because they said there were possibly 4 shooters that were down. There is photos of a shooter, and I know Chris, you shared this. There's photos of a shooter or somebody on a water tower who ain't living no more.
Yeah, water tower, or it looks like a tan metal building, but yeah, you can tell he's dead. Yeah. And there's some I'm getting some intel that he was that Secret Service counter snipers took him out.
Yeah,
but then somebody else sent me something saying it was some Antifa dude. And they've got his name and the whole spiel.
Yeah, I put that up. I was going to say that it was being reported on Sky News that there were possibly 4 shooters that were interdicted. Now, I don't know if that means that they were rolled up. I don't know if that means they were ventilated. I don't know. I know that we have photos of one person who ain't with us no more, and a second person who was being drugged out of the bleachers. Don't know.
Well, that was probably around it was Trump and caught somebody in the audience, more than likely. Because I just saw a little video of an emergency room surgeon who worked on that person trying to save him, and he was covered in blood. He was being interviewed. So yeah, this is the shot of the guy on the roof right there.
Yeah, that's the one. And another eyewitness who was close to it said that I don't know how he got this information. He is in a soundstage somewhere, by the way. This guy wasn't being interviewed on the street. But he said that one of the rounds that was recovered was a 22 caliber round. That could be a 223. Who knows? We don't know. That we're just reporting what the information that's being conveyed, and that's that. Again, this is one of those things that we definitely want to give it 24 hours at a minimum before we start really jumping into things. Yeah, that's and I've got it up on my feed on Twitter as well.
Mine too.
But without a doubt, there are a couple things that we absolutely know out of this. All the I've already had a few people in my feed just acting retarded. Look, throw away the tinfoil hat shit. This is some fucking false flag bullshit. Fucking stop it. Fucking stop it. Not everything is a psyop. Yeah. Okay, that's number one. All right, number one. Number two, understand where we are right now. Okay, understand where we are. The former president of the United States, just survived an assassination attempt on stage after the media in totes, both the Republican media, the legacy Republican neocon media, and the Democrats and the radical left, because they're mutually exclusive from one another, have all been calling for this in one way or another. Okay? Yep. In one way or another. I'm going to go on and say it. You guys censored, whatever. I know you're not. We get booted off, whatever, man. Dude, I've coming off of a week of my book getting ripped off 6 ways from Sunday. Fucking other people, other business owners out there that I gave a chance to, freaking ripping me off too. by the way. But whatever, man. So I'm just gonna throw it out there, man, because right now they can't really, you can't really get me worked up more than I am right now. Okay, period. So I'm just gonna say this: they're at war with you. Everybody out there that's listening to this, they're at war with you. They're at war with me. And you and I, Chris, we've known this for a long time. This is why we do what we do. This is why
We've
you're
been talking about it. We've been saying it's going to happen.
This is why we do what we do.
One side is openly called for and embracing and now conducting political violence.
Exactly.
All right? That's where we are. One side is doing so.
And if you're out there watching the show, if you're out there listening to this, or you're just you've been on the periphery of this, you're one of those people that like shares all the links and lives on social media. If this is not a call to arms for you to get yourself squared away, okay, I don't care. Like you get in a class, obviously you need professional instruction, whatever. But I mean, just put on some fucking tennis shoes and start pounding the pavement. Work up a good sweat. Do something, okay? Yep. Do something, because if you don't understand where we are right now, and let me take this a step further. So you can sit back and you can say, oh well, it's it's assassination attempt on a president, whatever. Like we knew this was coming, whatever mental cope you have to sit back in your chair and say, well, it's no big deal, like whatever. Okay, you do that. You do that. Understand that the same people that have been putting this stuff out and bankrolling this propaganda, the World Economic Forum, they want you dead. These are the same people that are flooding our countries, that are flooding Western Europe, that are flooding the United States with people who don't fucking belong here, right? Who are killing our people, who are raping, who are murdering. You see this. You don't stand up now, you ain't never going to stand up.
Yeah, when our government puts more attention, financial support, and effort into non-citizens of this nation than it does its citizens, which is currently where we're at, while at the same time calling for the deprogramming and all kinds of other, little catchwords they like to use of us. Like, what do you need before you'll get it through your head that we are in a civil conflict? I've been saying we've been in a warm insurgency, probably, and it's getting warmer all the time in this country. Well, it's getting hot. It just kind of went. Is this the first shot of a hot civil conflict now? We don't know. Hopefully not. Let's hope not. But we've got to be realistic, like Matt's saying, and you guys have got to all understand and grasp it, that this is where we are. We are now, like all these nations that we've watched over the years fall into civil conflict at our initiation, okay? Now it's being done here. The same players that got the United States to initiate all of the color revolutions all over the world are initiating one here right now. There's a color revolution taking place in this country as we speak. We're full-on banana republic. We're now attempting to assassinate political candidates. It's this is kind of what game day sort of looks like. Not full-on game day, but this is it. This is the start. When people say, how will we know? Fucking look at the news. You know.
So I've got the video here. There's a video feed of this that I'm going to share. So I'm going to be sharing it up. Let's, I'm going to.
If you can share your screen, go for it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's do this. I can't do it on here. That's all right. What I'll do is I'll tag you in this, and you can
put it up on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll tag you on it on Twitter. I just shared it, but it's a video of the
see if I grab
the guy on the water tower that is unalived. So yeah, he definitely took rounds like that. There's no question. He's there ain't no faking the funk on that one. So
no, I'm looking for this thing. You put it on X or Twitter or whatever?
Yeah, I just tagged you in it. I just tagged you in it.
All right. Wait, as soon as it updates, I'll put that video. Because it's probably the same video I had, but it was so grainy I couldn't hardly fucking make head and tails of it. Other than to guess it was exactly what it was, a dead motherfucker on a roof.
Yeah. Oh, he's. I got a better picture that just came in. Let me tag you in this too.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, your tags aren't showing up, bro. They're not coming into my feed. That's Twitter at work with their fucking. Oh yeah, Twitter expresses the fuck out.
Yeah, they've been playing around with me. I did a suppressor video a couple of days ago. And it got 8 views. I have 22,000 followers. It got 8 views. Like,
yeah.
And then I put it back up, and it got like 16,000 views. So, yeah.
Oh, your video is unavailable.
Oh, yeah, they took that down.
Yeah,
and see, that's what I was gonna say. So, you know, firsthand reporting is notoriously inaccurate, but in this day and age of videos, that lends a lot of credence to it. Because I mean, it's, you know, it's inarguable. So somebody in the comments over here is saying,
here's the photo, guys. We're
another
talking.
incident.
So
I don't know about that.
That's the one laid on the roof of the building. What you don't see in the photo is there's actually a door frame just at the bottom of that picture, and then you can see the heads of some people and stuff filming and talking about it. So it's definitely a legit from the scene photo.
It's this guy in Connex. The saying Connex was another incident. Sorry, bro, I don't think so. That wasn't a Connex.
From another event. That's a metal building.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Well, and I'll tell you, that photo found its way to me from a DEA dude. I'll just tell you that was there. That's the only thing I can say. Whether it's a bullshit thing or not, that photo came to me from that route. So,
but yeah, you know, again, recapping what we know, you know, it's understand where we are, folks.
Yeah,
understand where we are. They've been telegraphing this now for a long time. Understand where they are. They're full of shit. The media in totes, the mainstream media is the same people who've been lying to you repeatedly. They've been lying to you, lied to you about everything. They lied to you about COVID. Right? They murdered our parents and our grandparents in their beds, literally. They put us under mass psychosis. Everybody wearing these fucking masks around. They had the nurses in there doing their dance routines or choreographed dances. Meanwhile, the media lied to us. They lied to us. And you had the left, you had these unhinged people who literally nonstop berated anyone who bothered to ask questions. They bothered to ask any questions. You had the governmental complex. You've had Biden out there for years now with his red backdrop and his hands up like this, the old dark Brandon stuff, right? Do you understand where we are? But this infuriates me. You understand where we are, America. Understand where you are, folks. You know, I want to be very, very blunt about something. I didn't get into what I do. I didn't get into training people. I didn't get into writing books. I didn't get into any of this stuff. I didn't start writing this, running my store and selling night vision and all this stuff. I didn't get into any of these things because I ever looked at it as a business. Never, not once. I looked at it as
I can vouch for that.
Let me tell the world out there. Okay, I understood when Benghazi happened. I understood where we were then. And I walked away from that life. And I'm not going to be a pawn in this game. And I'm going to go home, right? Which is what I did. That's what I did. And when I went home, I worked 2 full-time jobs on top of training people on the weekends because they asked me to. Because I started writing a blog as a stress reliever on 11 September 2015, right? And for something that I could help people with. And then, I never ran this as a business. I never ran any of that. I always got into this stuff because I wanted to serve this community, because I've understood where we are. And I've asked people, and we've built a wonderful community, but I've asked people to at least meet me on the 10-yard line. You know, instead of running around saying, oh, you know, woe is me and it's tinfoil hat shit, be part of the solution. Be part of the solution. There is a time and a place to say, man, you know, like we need to examine things deeply and all that. I get that, right? I get that. I don't disagree, but you need to be active, all right?
Well,
not every
this
damn thing is
goes
fought on
back
the
to
internet.
the parable. This is the old parable of the guy in the flood. You know, where they're like, hey, the flood's coming, you need to go. You know, no, I'm going to wait. God will save you. The whole thing till the helicopter. He finally dies, and God's like, look, I sent you a guy on a bicycle. I sent you a guy at a boat. I sent you a guy in a helicopter. It's up to you. That's where we are. It's up to us. No one is coming to save us, guys. And presently, it looks like there's no one on our side. There is, big time, but
big time.
It's up to us. We are our own first responders. It is up to us. And I don't want to sound like we're preaching violence because me and Matt, neither one of us are saying take to the streets. That's not what we're doing. We're saying get damn ready because it's coming. I mean, this is the first volley of that open kinetic civil conflict that we've been talking about for the last few years.
No, you know, it's no, nobody's saying you need to take to the streets necessarily. Nope. But I will tell you this is something that my buddy Kay said the other night when we were on with Lieutenant Colonel Murray. You know, you were able to jump in for a little bit. Yeah. You know, we have some disagreements about the certain group and whatnot that was in question that prompted the conversation. I'm not going to bring that here. And it's that is what it is. It's, you know, Kay is a very, very close friend of ours.
Yep.
But what I'm going to say is that what he said specifically, and he's 100% correct on this, that they want you afraid. They want you fragmented. They want you not organized. You know, I did a radio show 2 weeks ago with a guy named John Moore, who's he's a radio show host. He's on Republic Broadcasting and all that. Did a radio show with him, and decent guy. I've listened to him. You know, I've been aware of him for a while. On with like Hageman and all those guys. But one of the things that he asked me, which I thought was a little bit out of the way of a question, but, you know, it is what it is. He doesn't really know me that well, but he's saying, you know, are you ever scared of having like feds or something in your class? Nah, because my answer was, I'm not scared to organize. That fear that's not going to change what I do. Okay. And if, you know, they're interested in what I'm doing, I'm on all the lists already. I don't really care. You know, now you can take that how you will. I don't really care. Right. That's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing, because I know if they're paying attention, then that means that I have a positive influence on the right crowd, the people that need it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, you know, they can look into me. They know what I'm trained to do. You know, they know I've done it. So that's that. And if anything, they ought to sit back and say, you know, we ought to be thankful that there's somebody like this. You know, you ought to be thankful. That, you know, and I'm not speaking for myself, it's for a lot of people. You know, you have to get out there. But here's the thing. Don't be, they want you to. The media is going to spin this into, you know, oh, you have to be scared of Trump rallies. I already saw literally right before I stepped in here to get behind a computer, I saw them say there was somebody who was on who's saying, you know, well the president, it was on Sky News. The president's just going to have to, or the former president's just going to have to change his habits. He's just not going to have to go out public. No. And that's how the media is going to spin this. They're going to spin this by saying, oh, well, you know, these big open events like this in the culture that we live in, you know, the Surgeon General has said we have a gun violence epidemic, because he did, by the way.
Yeah.
Missed that, but he did. And so that's how they're going to spin this. They're going to say it's very dangerous, these rallies, because they want you to stay at home. They want you to stay at home. They want you isolated. They want you scared. They want you beat down, just like they did with COVID. That's exactly what they want to do. They're keeping the psyop going. Don't fall for it, folks. Don't fall for it. You get out there. You see a Trump rally, you go to it. You see a parade, it's America First, you go to it. You support those causes. You get out there, because I'm telling you, if we stand together, we're like a brick wall. They ain't going to tear us down.
That's just it. You need that unity, and so many people are always afraid to be that first guy. But I think Trump was the first guy this time around. He took it,
Yep.
you know. And I'm not saying I'm a super duper Trump fan. Don't think that. I'm not a fanboy of Trump. But in this instance, I'm 100% behind him for this, just because of this. That they hate him so bad that they want to kill him because they know they can't defeat him. And you're watching it all through our government. They can't get around the Supreme Court, so AOC introduces articles of impeachment for the Supreme Court justices. They want to stack the court. They can't win inside the rules because, like it or not, our government was conceived and formed in such a perfect fashion that they can't do what they want to do. So they're willing to destroy it all if they can't. It's like playing Monopoly with your 8-year-old nephew when you're whooping his ass and he just flips the board because he's losing. That's what this is. They're just flipping the board right now. They're taking their ball and don't want to play with you guys no more. Well, we need to remember that.
The rules up. They've just been making the rules up as they go. I mean, look at all these civil suits they've brought against everybody in orbit around Trump and Trump himself. It's all nonsense. Look at that law that they just passed in Michigan this week. Can't even claim that you it's criminal now to even ask for an audit of the election.
Yeah, it is now a crime to say, hey, can you ensure us this was a true and accurate election? Now you go to jail for asking.
Yeah.
We entered Banana Republic time territory. Last year was when I really started saying that.
Yeah.
But we're full on Banana Republic. And we're supposed to be that shining city on the hill. How many of you guys remember those words? That shining city on the hill. That's what we used to be. Now we're a garbage heap on the hill and the laughing stock of the entire planet.
And Trump will fix that. I believe he will. I'm a Trump fanboy. I want to.
Yeah, it's just
clean the swamp.
In order for him to do that, he's going to have to completely burn it to the ground in terms of who he puts where. That's it's got to go.
That's the big thing.
The vice president pick needs to not be any of those four that are rumored. JD Vance is like the closest one to someone of significance. But no, it needs to be General Flynn. That's who the vice presidential nominee needs to be. It needs to be General Flynn. That's who that needs to be. And he needs to be hired not as a running mate, but as a person who is going to bring down the wrath of God Almighty, especially on the intelligence community. And when he says, when General Flynn said, that he knows where the bodies are buried. That's a quote from the podcast he did with Patrick David Bett.
Yeah.
That needs to be exposed. And it doesn't need to be exposed in some closed session, Senate hearing. No, it needs to be exposed to the American people. To us first.
To us. Yeah,
and then
first.
Go to Congress and say, you knew this.
Yep.
The American people know it now. You knew this. You knew what they did. You know what they continue to do. And now we're just going to let happen what's going to happen. Because that's what needs to occur.
Yeah, they've got the political class of this country no longer look at themselves as of the people. They are now above the people. They think that they govern over us, not on our behalf. There's a huge difference. There needs to be a reality check. They forget that essentially they're hired by us. And I've said this for years, that the term career politician should be as offensive as the word pedophile used to be, and still should be. But it pisses me off so bad trying to watch the words I use. But they no longer have any fear of the electorate of this country whatsoever. The last election proved that. They have zero fear of the electorate of this country. That's what I said. The last election, they had none. When they got away with that, they just took the ball and ran with it. Last two, really.
Yeah.
Midterms, they didn't care.
No, they didn't.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
They pulled the same thing. Same
Yep.
thing.
Same thing. And they're going to go as long as we let them go. That's the thing. They're going to keep going as long as we let them keep doing this. Well, maybe this will wake enough people up that there'll be enough voices in the street now. Because, the right in particular, you are chided, scolded, and meant to be kept quiet. You're not supposed to voice your opinions because your opinions are all wrong according to society. And so when you push an entire group of people into a corner, which is essentially what's happening, that's not going to work out so well. They're eventually going to push back. And they're so bold as to now take this step. And I'm sure it's going to be, the stories that they're going to come up with are going to be bizarre and insane and crazy about this guy. I'm sure there's a manifesto that will be released immediately, unlike other manifestos. It'll probably be out before this guy's cold in the morgue, basket of deplorables and stuff they call us. And they're saying here, see, I've heard this too. Antifa member Mark Violets was the shooter. Well, they're saying that guy was arrested, but there's a dude laying dead on the roof of a building. So
How many shooters were there?
I don't know.
They're getting ready to have Biden speak. What are they going to say? He zooted him up with enough meth to where he can get out of the match.
Yeah, we'll have an Adderall drip on stage to keep him going.
Do you remember that commercial? Do y'all remember the anti-smoking commercials from the early 2000s? Where the magical amount, enough to really get you. The magical amount, enough to really care. Like that song, for whatever reason, it got stuck in my head the other day. So we were talking about.
They're saying Biden's on now.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Let's see if I can get
he's
it.
got to get the right, they have to get the right balance of meth and they're gonna get him zooted up.
They already released their supposed manifesto online. You guys have got to be shitting me that's already up.
So we don't have the trans manifesto at all. Can't get that.
No.
But we can get this dude's manifesto.
Yep.
Okay.
We can get this guy quick. I'm gonna look it up.
Call me skeptical.
They're saying it is. I'm gonna try to look it up and see. Biden shooting. Biden trying to talk, yeah, and mumbling. Of course he's mumbling. He can't form a coherent sentence.
It's after his bedtime.
Fox isn't showing Biden.
Yeah.
Let me see. Trump.
He get his ice cream. He's ready for bed. He didn't make any sense Thursday night. He didn't make any sense. Like I love how the media was spinning that no, I watched that in its entirety. He never got to the point of anything he said.
No.
Like have you ever been around somebody that was like really, really drunk and they're telling a story, but they never get to the punchline? That's
never ever get.
No.
Oh, here he is.
Like 5 minutes into this thing, what the fuck's the point of the story? Like that was Biden the other night.
I'll keep you informed.
He said it's not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it.
Let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well. Number one.
Is the media going to ask him to disavow Antifa?
Anyone else in the audience? I have some reports, but not final reports.
Yeah, I bet they're going to investigate it. His DOJ is going to investigate it. Who do you think they're going to find? Violence is bad. Okay.
And
It's here for the violence.
This is crap. I made it go away. Whatever. I don't need to watch Mush Mouth anyway. It's not going to change the fact that this occurred. So I just wanted to get on here and talk about it because we've been saying that this kind of thing was coming. I knew we weren't going to make it to the election without shenanigans. And I didn't expect this soon. I figured they would wait till closer to the election when it looked certain he was going to win, and then they would do this.
Right.
But what we can say is this was the first attempt right now. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
They're not going to give up.
Yeah, they're not going to give up. But like we've been saying, guys, you got to realize where we are and take this. This isn't a one-off. Oh, it was just some whack job kind of a thing.
No.
We have a huge element of this country. They're all over Twitter too, bitching and whining. The guy missed. Like, that's the left. Okay, they're complaining of that. So understand where we are. Understand how you are viewed, how these people see you, and what they are willing to do to get what they want. That's all we're trying to get you to really understand. Take that shit serious. Like somebody in the comments said earlier, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Because they're telling us right now who they are.
Yeah.
So believe them.
I mean, if a dog is showing you his teeth, it's gonna bite you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's just that. Like, you know, I know that this is a hard concept for some people out there. Like, oh, you know, but it's a fucking fact. You know, I mean, there. I will say this though: the image coming out of it of Trump, the video of Trump standing back up and raising his fist,
Dude,
that's iconic.
that's
You didn't. Hey, that's. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Like, I hopefully, you know, I might be the first person to say this, but that's right up there with Teddy Roosevelt. You know, Teddy
that'll be on
Roosevelt got
t-shirt.
out. Teddy
That'll be on
Roosevelt took a
tomorrow
round.
morning. Yeah.
He
And
took
finish
a
the
round
speech.
and stood there and finished his speech.
But
Trump would
that-
have finished that speech. I wish that the Secret Service, like part of me, Secret Service, and like his entourage, had just let him do his freestyle, stand up. I mean, that would have been legendary.
But that image of him with the blood on the side of his face, like I said, that's going to be on a t-shirt in the morning, dude. By tomorrow. Yes. That'll be everywhere.
That's iconic. That is iconic, and that's American history right there. That you know, it's but now Anthony in the comments, I know you've got a super chat here. Anthony in the comments says Secret Service fails again. This is a really important comment, and this is something that I was thinking about, but I was waiting for it to come up. How did the Secret Service? I know a thing or two about how they screen security at events. Now that's for presidential events and vice presidential events. Because when they came to Fort Bragg many years ago, Vice President Biden at the time did a visit to Fort Bragg, and it was interesting seeing how like all the pieces it created those layers of security. It was really fascinating how all that worked. I understand that, you know, Trump being the former president, he doesn't have that level of security around it, but it is a pretty high level of security. Plus, he's got his own. I'm wondering how this guy got into that perimeter. Like, yeah, I'm just kind of as a case study. It's some
stuff was sent to me saying that somebody in the crowd watched that guy climb onto that roof, alerted security, but they say they sat and watched him for 5 minutes while he got on the roof of that building and crawled around and started shooting. And then it's being confirmed now that Secret Service counter snipers took him out.
Yeah, watching somebody do something suspect like that and just kind of like 5 minutes of like eating the popcorn, what we used to call it, like, oh, I wonder what he's doing.
Yeah,
you know what the fuck he's doing. Like at a gun level, you know, it ain't
facing the target. Like it's,
you know, and how did he? I'm interested to see what weapon was used. If we see, we may not. I have a feeling. I think I know what it's going to be, but I could certainly be wrong.
I heard when I watched the video and heard the shots, they were very low caliber. Like a 22 is very possible. Yeah. And to think that, unless that's just the favorite gun for shooting at presidents, because wasn't that what Reagan was shot with too? Was a 22? So
was it? I thought it was a 38.
The 38? I thought it was a 22.
I thought Hinckley shot him with a 38.
Maybe he did. I don't remember.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you know, it's it just doesn't. It just don't seem right to me. Yeah. Just knowing how security perimeters are handled, in
Reagan
general,
workshop
how
with
you
me
set
too.
them up, and then the proficiency that I've seen. The Secret Service is I'm I have a high level of respect for them. They have folks really don't understand that the Secret Service has one of the hardest jobs in the world because it's often that they have to go to a place with 48 hours notice and literally do a pre-site security evaluation like that on the fly. And that's a tough thing to do. Um, for anybody that's ever done that, just how damn hard that is because you're taking OCOGA, which is an acronym that we use for observation fields of fire, covering concealment, obstacles affecting movement, key terrain features, and avenues of approach. You've
Yep.
got that literally to the point to where you just look at things and know, like, okay, this is where the, different for all different threat vectors. It's not just, marksman, right? It could be vehicular ambushes. It could be, bombings.
Right.
And you're doing literally these guys are so damn good at this that they're doing this on the fly. And
so the video,
it's not a respect for these guys, man.
there's video coming out right now. It looks like they had a counter sniper directly behind Trump on a building. And it looks like that was the guy on a tripod. He's got a tripod up the whole thing. And it looks like that might be the guy that took the shooter out. That picture of the body on the roof, they're saying now is the shooter. That is him. And that counter sniper guy.
So somebody's saying, isn't the Secret Service more defensive? Yeah, they are. They're reactive in nature as well.
Yeah, they can't start shooting people for no reason. They got to have an initiation. Mm-hmm. Someone has to initiate.
Yeah, again, I have nothing but respect for those guys, man.
I do too. I'm not knocking them.
No, not at all. No. I'm interested to know, how for refining and really this is important. Like a lot of people watching this are probably like, why is it so damn important? Security is not my job. Actually, it is, because if you go to events like this, we used to say every soldier is a sensor, right? That was something that we said, passed around all like everybody in the back during the global war on terror and all that, which, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But if you go to events, public speaking engagements, rallies, parades, whatever it is, as you should, okay, folks, as you should, when you do that, you got to understand some things about awareness and keeping yourself protected. And that literally what I just explained is the basis of that awareness of saying, hey, all right, most, I can tell you this, that if this marksman, I'm not calling him a sniper, if this marksman, if this marksman who pulled this assassination attempt off, I can tell that he has a very low level of training just by getting on a rooftop, like you would never do.
And skylining himself because he's at the peak of that roof. So he's skylining himself. He was not a professional. There's no doubt about that. But he was a fairly accurate shot. I mean, he only missed by a couple inches. Things would have been different. A couple of inches.
Yeah. It's seeing some of the people in these YouTube comments is gold.
Well, someone's saying that Biden tried to reach Trump in the hospital. If the president calls the hospital,
is that what CNN told you? Congratulations.
Yeah. CNN says it was a mostly peaceful assassination attempt. Yeah. So it's like I said, we've been predicting spicy times, guys. And while this was an easy call to make, I've been saying it for some time that this was the obvious course this was taking just for listening to the language. For the last 4 years or better, I've been telling you guys that the left is using the language of genocide. There's a checklist to genocide, and you can look it up, and you can look at the steps that they're checking off. and they're moving right down the list.
Lord Whiteman.
That's who they're after, for whatever reason, and I don't give a shit. But this is the language that they use. These are the actions they're taking. They're telling you what they're going to do, and then they're doing it. Like, where's the confusion here? Where's the gray area? I don't get it. It's bizarre that people are unaware. I don't see how anybody could be unaware or even surprised that this happened. As soon as I heard about it, I was like, "Yep, knew it." And
You've been saying it was going to happen for months and months.
Yeah. Well, this was an easy one to call. Yeah. So I got law enforcement talking to me here, though.
I just put something up on Twitter. I'm gonna send it over to you so you can put it up for.
There's the people all standing around.
This is after he's been shot.
How did he get up there?
I just tagged in something else. The Sora resistance pyramid.
All right, hang on. Let me get over to Twitter and look at it.
I don't understand how.
I don't
So,
know.
I mean,
It's happening and not stop it. You're at a Trump rally. You're there to support him. How can you see this man crawling up there and not stop?
Well, you might just think he was a super fan. I want to see it. Yes. Here we go. This is a great graphic for y'all. Hang on. Let me get this put up on the screen. We're going to present just so you guys can understand this. This is a very good metric. Hopefully you'll be able to read it all. So this lets you guys know where we are. You want to explain it, Matt, since we got it up there?
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull it up on my end so I have a larger image of it because I can't really see it on the small screen.
Right, it's really small, but
explaining to folks what this is. So the basically when you're conducting unconventional warfare, right? Overthrow of governments and what have you. This is the checklist that you follow, right? This is a checklist of resistance movements as they work towards a civil war. And, if starting from the bottom, by the way, this is created as a pyramid, but multiple layers of this pyramid could be happening simultaneously. It's not necessarily a linear chart, except for when it shifts from the clandestine to the overt phase. This is taught at every special operations school for unconventional warfare.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's mostly associated with Robin Sage and SF in that pipeline, but we use it in several other places as well.
Yep.
But it begins dissatisfaction with political, economic, social, administrative, and/or other conditions, national aspiration for independence, or desire for ideological and other changes. Next layer, creation of atmosphere of wider discontent through propaganda, lies, political and psychological effort, discrediting government, police, and military authorities. Assassination.
Sounding familiar?
Now, familiar, ought to sound familiar. Assassination, forming favorable public opinion and advocating national cause, creation of distrust of established institutions, increased agitation, unrest, disaffection, infiltration of administration, police and military and national organizations, slowdowns and strikes. This ought to say lockdowns and strikes, actually.
Yeah.
Infiltration of foreign agents and agitators and foreign propaganda material, money, weapons, and equipment. That is 100% happening. Okay.
Southern border, folks.
That's southern border. Okay. Recruitment of like-minded individuals and others, indoctrination and use of these for organizational purposes. Antifa is doing this. All right?
Also the university system too. The Ivy League schools, right there.
Right. Penetration in professional, social, and political organizations and into all parts of society. We're there. All right, we're there.
School boards. Think about the school boards allowing your children to read at school. That's what that's about.
spreading subversive organizations into all sectors of life in a country or region. They're doing that now. You have to bow before the rainbow flag. If you
That's
do a
it. I was
burnout
just
on
gonna
the
say.
rainbow flag, we'll
Yep.
give you life in prison.
That's right.
Even in Florida. Yeah. Establishment of a formalized resistance element. That is Antifa, folks.
Yep.
That is Antifa right there. Appeal to extraterritorial support infrastructure. They've done that as well, by the
Yep.
way. They've appealed to China specifically. Expansion of and coordination among resistance networks. Rose City Antifa, New York City
John Brown
Antifa,
Gun Club, all of
Brown
them.
Gun, all of them. Intensification of propaganda, increase in disaffection, psychological preparation for revolt. It's where we are
So
right now.
think of
This
all the
president.
political talk of if Trump's reelected, he's going to destroy democracy. Think that's what that means right there.
Mhm. So, y'all can look this up, but where I say where we are cemented in it is increased political violence, terror, and sabotage. And that is just before the highlighted yellow, which is
Yep.
the shift into the overt warfare phase. That is where we are right now. Right now. If you
Agreed.
don't understand that we are right there right now, I'm not really sure what your wake up call is. I don't really know how else to break it down for you, but that's where we are. And
So they're
this,
asking where you could find that diagram Matt was just showing. He put it out on Twitter under Brush Beater. So
Yep.
you look him
Yeah,
up on
Brush
Twitter.
Beater.
I recommend following Matt, guys. If you don't follow Matt, you're making a mistake because not just him, but then the network. There's so many people out there that are involved in this and that are ringing the bells and sounding the alarms, and we all work together to try to increase the noise level for everybody. But you've got to be listening, folks. Follow Matt, Brush Beater, follow me, and then from there build your lists because the people you want to pay attention to and stuff are there. They really are. Violence being stoked on the right and the left, and that's right. That's what this is. They're doing everything they can to push us into a civil conflict. You got to wonder why. Who's going to win as a result of that? Well, it's not the United States of America that's going to win as a result of a civil conflict. It's going to be those that are enabling the masses to come across our border, our southern border, because those are the insurgents. Those are the troops, and you can bet your ass that when they get the green light, they're suddenly going to be armed and willing to conduct action here because they have no loyalty to this nation or the people in it.
Yeah, but they're not going to win. They're not.
So
Gonna
this commenter right here, this Seamus McGee, is saying something really significant. And to Iroquois Pliskin in the comments, link to follow me at Brushbeater, all lowercase. Yep. You can look up NC Scout, you'll find me. But the at is at Brushbeater. But a person, this is a Real Raw News. I'm not familiar with them, but a person claiming allegiance to the Red Hats has contacted RRN, so I guess that would be Real Raw News, saying the time for covert warfare is now over, and followed up with things I won't post to X cause reasons, I guess. I'm not aware of this Red Hats group.
Me neither.
Do some sleuthing on them. I'm not familiar with these guys.
Yeah, I've never heard of RR. I don't even know who RRN is. I'm not even sure what network that is. I've never heard of Red Hats before.
I mean, unless that's some sort of reference to Make America Great Again hats. Hold on. I'm going to look up this Real Raw News.
Real Raw News. Okay, yeah. I don't see jack shit about Red Hats.
Go back. Go back here.
There's no back there. Then I go to my search. It's almost takes me out of my search. Red Hat. You saw Red Hat Society? Let me look. Red Hat Society.
Go back.
Red Hats.
That's not it.
Huh.
Because that wouldn't be them.
I just pulled this tweet up, and it looks like a bunch of weird. This person speaking on behalf of Colonel Kurtz, so that's Apocalypse Now. It's pseudonym of Marine Corps colonel who once worked under General Berger. Who cares? So look, that's some QAnon shit, folks. Come on,
I'm gonna put a couple pics up on Twitter that just came into me. They may already be out there. I don't know, but one's a map showing where like shooters were located and stuff, and then a less than pleasant shot of the bleachers behind Trump, where there is blood from where. Because I knew as soon as I heard those shots, I was like, "There's people in the crowd behind him taking rounds," and then that was absolutely the case. So
yeah,
I put those out just now on Twitter.
Somebody in the comments, Patrick Seven saying, Real Watt News is BSQ. Yeah, it BSQ posting literal fake news. Yeah, that's some pseudonym of a colonel. Everybody is a colonel. Everybody's a former fucking colonel. Right? Worked under General Berger. Who the fuck is General Berger? Like, who are these people? Like, trust the plan. Come on.
Was this part of the plan?
It's part of somebody's plan.
Yeah, it's part of somebody's plan. There's no doubt about that. But and Biden's short little remarks on this was pretty telling. He was on and off the stage in like 3 minutes. Like he didn't.
That's all they got him zooted up for. They only needed him to read for a minute.
Yeah, that's true. They put just enough in him so he could stand up there and talk for 3 minutes and then shuffle away off the stage. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on and go live for a minute so we could talk about this because it's exactly what we've been warning about, y'all. This is what we've been saying was going to happen. And here it is. Acknowledge where we are. Stop deluding yourself that this is anything other than what it is. It's becoming an open civil conflict. We persecute political candidates in the court, and if that doesn't work, now we're going to start shooting at them. That's where we are. Let me see here. So Brian is what most people don't understand now. They cheer because all this bad stuff is happening to Trump because the Dems are changing the rules of engaging. Just wait until it is the candidate they support to getting hammered like Trump. Yeah, if it was a Democrat that someone took a shot at, this would be a big deal. This would be a huge deal. And
until the DNC convention, so you're going to see.
Oh yeah,
I'm predicting it now. It ain't gonna be right wing people doing it. It's gonna be DNC people doing it.
It's gonna be more leftists. Yeah,
like they've already. I have to be. This is one of those times I'm gonna parse what I can say and what I can't. Chris, you and I have a lot of well-placed contacts because of what we do. And I will say that someone deeply involved in the security of the DNC convention, who I've known for a very long time in professional context before I was doing any of this stuff, is they are deeply, deeply concerned about what's going on. And
well, I've heard that there's potential, especially after this. Somebody's asked to see this map. I'll put it up. This is an aerial shot with everything marked out. That the DNC may have to go virtual as a result of this. So,
yeah. So I've heard that. Honestly, I think that's going to make things a lot worse for them. Yeah. Because if they do that, a lot of the people who are already calling for Biden to step down and bow out are going to say, hey, this is proof positive that this guy is not up to the task, because it's not about the riots. It's the fact that he can't. We don't really even know if this is actually him standing in front of us. This is the point that I was making on my live show, Radio Contra, last night, or Thursday night, rather, and you can listen to that at We're on all the major podcast platforms. You look up Radio Contrary, you'll find me. But we can't, because of AI. And here's the deal. AI has got to the point. Anybody that doesn't believe this, what I want you to do is get on YouTube. Why do you on comment on YouTube already? So open up another tab on YouTube and look up Panavision. Look up Panavision movies from the 50s. And what you'll see is all of these remade trailers of like Star Wars, Star Trek, Back to the Future, like all these movies that AI took and made a trailer for, like a 1950s like Fallout style. And it's this is all completely AI driven. The script is AI driven, the images are AI driven. This is all AI, right? And another evidence of this is in I'm going to round this out here in a second, but you can look up AI music and it'll create like there are whole genres like Motown and like Phil Spector's wall of sound and all that. AI has taken that and literally made a 1-for-1 facsimile of that, like emulating that sound, but it's all original, right? But it's AI, like all the way down to the harmonics of the voices, the lyrics, and the lyrics are really funny, like it's entertaining. But let's think about this. What is the dark end of this? Because if AI is that good to where it can create that based on those parameters, and a lot of people, if they listened to some of these songs or saw that, they were like, "Oh man, that's a real movie," or that's a real song, like because it sounds like a real song, right? How do you know that politician you see in front of you on a remote viewing screen that we got normalized to under with COVID and everything? How do you know any of that's real? How do you know? You don't know. That's the thing. You cannot trust the veracity of any of the things that you see. And because of that, I'm certainly not the only person that's saying like this is actually the greatest threat to humanity right now, in my mind.
AI, yeah.
But
I want to mention one comment made over there, Ron. There's no chest thumping here, Ron. All we're doing is saying this is why we do what we do, and we've been telling you guys this sort of thing was coming. We're not encouraging anybody to go do nothing. We're not talking about starting a conflict. We're just acknowledging the fact that we are in one, because we are in one. And folks need to wake up. That's all we're saying. And there's not too much speculation. Someone took a shot at Trump, counter sniper put him down. People were hitting the crowd. At least one of them's dead. I've heard possibly 2 dead. I know of a single shooter that was taken out by a counter sniper. That's all the info so far that we've had. But I'm feeding stuff out as it comes, like we do. And I said early, this is fluid, guys, but we're doing just like everybody else.
There's a heckler in the comments. He should shut
No,
up.
he's a good follower.
He go back to his cubicle in Quantico.
Yeah.
That's what he can do. That's what he can do. He can go back to his cubicle in Quantico collecting my tax dollars. That's what you can do. No, I don't take no shit off of nobody.
I got a story about that one for you one day about my old website and all the IP addresses from Chantilly, Virginia. That was hilarious. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Probably got a Ukraine flag in his bio too, right? Fuck out of here. Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
I'm gonna go on and say, you need to get out there and you need to be active, right? You need to be, because what they want you to do, I'm gonna say it again, just because it seemed to chap that guy's ass. What they want you to do is sit at home and do nothing. They want you paralyzed by fear.
Yep.
They want you thinking that there's literally somebody's gonna come get you. The black helicopter is gonna come get you, right? That's what they want you to think. Nah.
Yep.
Get out there. Get out there. Do something meaningful. Even if that is just putting on a pair of tennis shoes and pounding that pavement. Maybe picking up a kettlebell, swinging it a few times till you're out of breath. I don't care what it is. Get your ass out there. Make yourself better today than you were yesterday. Touch grass. Seriously. Like this is where I could plug it in a number of directions. But it's about you. All right, it's about y'all out there. And I'm telling you, anybody that tells you otherwise, by the way, you turn your back on them.
Yeah.
Because that's not a voice of somebody that's trying to build you up. You know, when they turn and tell you, well, maybe you should just go home, you know, or don't do that. Well, don't. And I don't mean like somebody that's the voice of reason, being like, hey, man, we might not ought to, you know,
All right.
not that.
Looks like Trump may have put out a statement.
Yeah.
Let's see. It says President Trump thanks law enforcement and responders for the quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and being checked out at a local medical facility. Okay, so this isn't him. I thought it was his statement. I'm being told that he has put out a statement. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Okay. I was looking for it, you know. But yeah, just be aware, guys. Be ready, like he's saying. You know, start taking measures. You know, to be prepared. That's what I've been preaching for the last. You know, what are we doing this for now? Like 15? No, how long? I've been doing like 15, 16 years. I've been talking about getting ready, be prepared for whatever may come. Well, this is one of those things we talk about prepared for. This is the reason that we train. This is the reason that we prepare our families for security and medical security and financial security and food security and all the things, energy security. You need to be thinking about these things because if it gets worse, it's not going to look like anything you imagine. It's not going to look like you imagine.
It's going to get worse.
Probably, you know.
A lot worse.
Yeah. So that's a statement from his campaign. It says, Trump just said, I heard a whizzing sound and felt a bullet rip through my skin. Yeah, I saw him when he took the shot. You know, he didn't know what it was at first. But anyway, this battery is about to die, y'all. So I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to say, pay attention, eyes up, head on a swivel, train and prepare yourselves. You know, start thinking about the unthinkable things like the what ifs. And by that, I mean, rolling blackouts, brownouts, internet outages, stuff like that. I'm not saying it's going to start happening tomorrow, guys. This is the escalation pattern. This is how things go. If you follow our buddy Canine Reaper on Twitter, you'll see what a crumbling, decaying, falling apart society looks like, and that's the things he's experiencing. He's living through it. We're bringing him here to help educate you guys on what it looks like and feels like. So
shameless plug. I know your battery is fixing the.
Go for it. Plug away, brother.
Shameless plug because Canine Reaper is going to be here this fall at my place for both the scout course and the recce course.
Yep.
The scout course is full. Recce course is almost full. The prerequisite for that is the scout course. But that's all right. You're going to have an opportunity to meet, hang out with him, listen to him speak at my shop, by the way. And we're going to be doing that. Chris and I already talked about that. So even though my retail store is not necessarily open to the public as of yet, we have a perfect venue to make this happen. It's going to be a nice time of the year here in my part of North Carolina, very rural, hilly areas. So leaves will be changing and all that. It's going to be real nice. Really, really nice time, and you'll get to hang out with literally a time traveler from the future, and get to check out a lot of the things that I have, the stuff that I have on tap. You know where we are for the retail store. You'll be able to check out a lot of the products, doing product demos, and testing out night vision and thermal before you make a heavy investment on that. Being able to check some of this stuff out and really just get yourself educated. You know,
and we can't recommend it come enough. You know, we are Matt, myself, and a few others are the ones sponsoring this. This isn't costing him a penny to get here. The community, we've been collecting equipment and been forwarding that on to him as it comes in. A delivery was just made. As a matter of fact, they were extremely happy to receive the 9 radios that you guys donated. They are there now and in use. And they were, and I have more here. But they were over the moon to get that box of radios. It makes a huge difference to them. But if you're in the North Carolina area, and when we schedule this, or you want to drive in and talk with this guy, come do it. We're going to put a little donation jar at the front, throw something in the pot for the guy. I don't want him to spend a penny of his money because the South African rand, $1,000 gets you 22,000 rand at the moment. The exchange rate, he can't buy nothing. So we're not going to let him buy anything. We're going to send him home with his pockets full of everything that customs will allow through. And it's going to be an invaluable lesson to listen to this man talk. I cannot stress it enough. Plus, he's a salt of the earth human being. He's a really good guy. He really
He's
is.
going through what we are going to experience here in our country, which we never thought would ever happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't happened in a couple of 100 years.
It's been not a couple hundred, but it's been a while. It's been a minute.
But it's coming again.
So, but Matt, thanks for jumping on, dude. And you guys follow Brush Peter, at Brush Peter on Twitter. Follow me, The Angry American. You start typing that in, I'll show up. And you can see who we follow and build your own open source intelligence network like we use. We use it a lot. I mean, that's not all we have, trust me, but it's a big one because Twitter is fast. It's instantaneous. And it's a great way to learn when things are happening. So, Matt, I'll holler at you tomorrow, dude. I'm going to sit back and watch the news, see what's happening. I'll be on Twitter if anybody's around. We'll be fucking around on Twitter, I know.
I'm going coyote hunting with a Armacite, a brand new Armacite Jockey 640, brand new to the market. Nobody has them except for me at brushpeter.store, clip-on thermal. So I'm going to kill something on 4 legs.
You still got my box set aside for me for when I get back up there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it down here in the state.
Changing that Hummer. I'm driving it up there too. I'm gonna get that Hummer up there.
We can have a whole classic military vehicle show. I got the K5.
Yeah. I got a 3/4 ton trailer for it and everything. I'm gonna bring the whole rig up there.
Hell yeah. So
all right, y'all. Be good at it. Pay attention to what's happening around you guys.
God bless.